So basically, the other day Smitty did a review of a military cold weather ration, and he did it outdoors in the snow, and I thought, perfect. I've been wanting to do that same thing for the longest time, and I even messaged him and said so. And so he politely said, get off your butt and go do it. So here's my attempt at going snowshoeing, or at least sloshing through the snow. I'm up here near Mount Rainier. The roads were just cleared a couple of days ago for tourists and guests to come into the park. Before that, it was inaccessible. We were up here 2 weeks ago. We couldn't get into the park. So we're gonna take a trail, and by we I mean me and you vicariously if I get back to upload this video, because I normally come up here every year with my girlfriend, and we go on a couple of different trails that we're familiar with, and it's a nice little day trip. So today, since I'm out here by myself, without any GPS, I'm going to go ahead and take a trail I've never taken before. Since I'm alone with no GPS, there might be a learning lesson here somewhere. I have a compass though. I have most of the 10 C's. Yeah, the only one I don't have is F for firearm, but whatever. So we're going to give this a shot. I'm going to go walking around. I'll try to film a little bit as I'm walking without stumbling, and I'll eat my cold weather ration out here in the cold weather and see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be a fun time, and great, let's get started. Okay, so I've been out here for about 20 minutes now, and I found this. Appears to be nailed to a tree. Alright, so it doesn't appear to be nailed to a tree. It is nailed to the tree. Never seen that before on a trail out here. So, now here's the rest of my stuff. Ooh, pretend to have a drone. There's my backpack, my gear. Is it making you dizzy? It's still cold enough out here that there's about a foot and a half of snow. Hey, there I am. About a foot and a half of snow, but I'm able to stay on top of most of it. I didn't sink through. I've got my snowshoes and my little ice cleat things, depending on the terrain, but it hasn't been bad so far. The only problem is, since I've never been here, I don't really know where the trail is. So I will, again, there's a safety message in here somewhere. But hey, I'm fully clothed, unafraid, and alone in a park where my phone doesn't get cell service. So yeah, I think everything's going to be okay. So I'm going to try to find a nice little flat spot that's pretty dry and look at making some lunch. Okay, this spot right here, I see a place to sit, and I see a backrest. I'm not gonna break those branches. I'm just gonna try to kind of move them out of the way and wind them up inside these other branches. So I'm not killing everything for my own personal comfort that I don't need to kill. But well, I've got bungee cords too. Maybe I'll bungee them out of the way. But this looks like a chair with a backrest. I have a little table in front of me, and that's where we're gonna start preparing lunch. Right here in Dave's Outdoor Kitchen. Seafood chowder. Military cold weather ration. Menu number 6. Man, CT's right. They're really not that hard to open. Alright, so quick rundown for the... Well, I'm seriously doubt that anyone hasn't seen this before, but oh man, you got ramen noodle soup, fudge brownie. I'm reading this without my glasses. Pretty basic accessory packet. I'll have the coffee later. Crackers, beverage powdered grape, yummy, and the main event, the seafood chowder. Man, I'm really surprised that this thing didn't come with peanut butter or cheese. Kind of feel robbed now. Oh well. What are you gonna do? We'll soldier on. So, I'm gonna go ahead and use our little Moore knife to light the ever-new titanium cook set here at Alcohol Stove. And she's lit, I think. Yeah, she's lit. Knowing that I was going to have a small surface contact areas worth on this metal stove that was going to heat up, I went ahead and found some bark that was already falling off a tree, so not to hurt the environment, and I placed it under the stove. Now, I'm not a bushcrafter, but I've watched a few videos. So let's discuss some of the drawbacks of this meal right off the bat. There's no Tabasco sauce. There's no peanut butter or cheese spread to go with these crackers. And this is supposed to be a cold weather meal. It should have additional calories. Now, I've never been stationed in Alaska, and while I was in the military, I never had cold weather rations issued to me, but talking to guys who did, one of the benefits of the cold weather ration was that it had a lot of snacks. It had like granola bars and things you could stick in your pocket, and as you were moving around throughout the day, you didn't have to stop what you were doing to boil water, which is really not always conducive when you're out in the field doing training. You could just, stick crackers, granola bars, oatmeal bars, whatever. Put them in your pocket. Throughout the day, you can just pull one out, snack on it, or graze. I realize, I believe Pine Tree Line Outdoors recently did a review of a packet of snacks that are supposed to augment the cold weather ration. And that's great. But I remember guys back in the day saying, yeah, the cold weather rations were awesome because they already came with all that stuff. So if I were out here in the cold, basically the only thing I can eat is the brownie and the crackers without heating it up, and then I've got a large serving of seafood chowder, which is great, and a packet of ramen, which again I would have to stop what I'm doing, pull out my stove and whatnot to boil water, which is going to be kind of inconvenient, not something I can just do while I'm on the move. In fact, I know I'm not going to be able to do it while I'm on the move. So, kind of disappointed in the snack value. Well, also disappointed in the lack of Tabasco sauce. I meant to bring some with me, just forgot. But a ration like this should have like some bouillon cubes, cocoa, like I said, some peanut butter and cheese because they're high in fat. Anything that's going to give you extra calories while you're out here burning a lot of energy just through training and burning additional calories because it's cold outside. So, anyway, I'll let you take a look at the water boiling. Anyway, sorry if I made you dizzy there. I'm not really good with the camera work. Still figuring this stuff out. And you can tell I keep looking over here at the lens to make sure I'm in focus. Because in the back of my mind I can hear Fernbart going, dude, stay inside the camera. Okay, well I got to pour some hot water on some seafood stuff. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the water added. I'm going to go ahead and stir it and seal it up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and my water's boiling from my coffee. I'm going to use my canteen cup, minus debris and stuff that's fallen in there. Once I get a good spot for it there. Oh, looks better up there. IG Bushcraft. Anyway, so I'm going to use Uncle Sam's packet here, and I know it's going to be it's going to fall short, so I went ahead and brought my own stuff to stretch it out a bit so I could have a decent cup of coffee once I was done eating. And I've made up my beverage powdered grape because speak backwards we must. Oh, and since I feel bad now, so here I was bad-mouthing the Uncle Sam's food requisition system, and when I opened up the accessory packet to get my coffee out, there was the hot sauce packet. I think this is the first time I've seen, or maybe noticed, I don't know. If I've seen a video where you did this and I missed it, I apologize. I usually don't stick around to watch the opening of the accessory packets. So there's my hot sauce, and there's the Bill's Brew coffee for those interested in that. And to maintain the winter camouflage, of course, the white tip matches, which are excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and make up my coffee now. So here's the finished product. I believe it called for 16 ounces of water, and I tried to use all 16 ounces, and it looks like it came out great. And I dumped the entire packet of hot sauce in here. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite off screen, that way if I burn myself, you won't see it. Yeah, it's still kind of hot, but it's really good, man. And I should also say, this meal actually got sent out to Fernbark, myself, and Smitty by Gundog. He sent this out a couple of months ago in a care package to Fernbark, and he said, hey, you guys basically split this up and enjoy. And so at the time, I'd never had the seafood chowder before. See, I'm out of frame again. At the time, I'd never had seafood chowder before. So Fernbark passed this on to me, and I think also I was a recipient of the habanero barbecue almonds. So thanks again, Gundog. I appreciate that. Got my coffee here. It's been sitting in the snow, so it's got to be the right temperature. Oh, that's perfect. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and eat my seafood chowder, and I'll get back to you in a little bit.